returning, though, to the stage. Shakespeare's Hamlet was written more than 400 years ago, but parts of the story remain relevant today.
And the Shakespeare Theatre Company is showing Hamlet from now until March 4th. So here to tell us all about it is the lead actor, Michael Urie. We were just talking about our favorite movies that were up for Oscar noms. That's what we were talking about when we came back. There's so many good ones out there.
I love your impression of Get Out.
Oh yeah, no. I'm not an actress, though. You are. So let's talk about the acting.
Yeah, we're going to talk. So Hamlet, you know, everybody kind of knows of the story of Hamlet, but remind us what it's all about.
Hamlet is a revenge tale. It's about a prince who's gone off to school, and while at school, finds out that his father has died. So he comes home to find out that his mother has remarried and is now married to his uncle, who has become king. So basically, the king of Denmark is his uncle. It used to be his father. He's the prince. He was passed up for the throne. And then the ghost of his father comes and tells him, I didn't just die. Your uncle killed me. And you need to avenge my death. So it's a revenge play. I mean, that all happens in the first 20 minutes. And then the play really is about seeking revenge for the death of his father. But what's beautiful about the play, and why the play is still relevant 400 years later, is the psychology of what's going on inside Hamlet's head. He has to pretend to not know that his uncle killed his father. He has to pretend like he's not furious at his mother for marrying his uncle only weeks after his father died, and all the while plot the revenge of his father's death. And he engages the audience throughout to sort of work through these psychological problems that he's having. So I think the reason that people still flock to the play all these years later is they see themselves in this play. What would I do if I was in this situation? How would I handle this? I mean, granted, there's ghosts and there's a giant audience of people that you're dealing with.
But some people always have that conflict of like, you're right, like what would I do, whether it's something as drastic as avenging the death of his father or something smaller, but just that conflict of how you work through that.
Well,
and Hamlet talks to the audience. In most productions, but certainly in our production, we engage the audience in these wonderful soliloquies. Of course, you know, to be or not to be, but there's all these wonderful soliloquies in Hamlet. And when I was in school, actually, we would practice soliloquies with 2 chairs. You would set up 2 chairs in a room, and you would move from one. So it would be to be or not to be. That is the question. And you would in conflict with yourself. And in our production, we get to use the audience.
Isn't every talented actor in conflict with himself? I just want to say, this is an amazing. No. It's such an amazing cast, and it's such a unique storytelling. The story is great, but it wouldn't be what it is without the cast and you in it.
We have an amazing cast and an amazing director, Michael Kahn, who's been running the Shakespeare Theatre Company since its inception, has conceived a world. It's a modern take, so we use cell phones, there are computers, there are TV screens and cameras, and it is a world of surveillance. So the new king has sort of implemented this totalitarian regime in Denmark, where we are, and you'll recognize, you know, cell phones, and you'll recognize cameras and computers, and you'll immediately be. It is at once accessible.
Making it relevant.
It's accessible to a modern audience with this beautiful poetry.
Well, we have some Shakespeare trivia for you.
You talk about to be or not to be. That's not on the list. But see if you can pick which quotes these lines Shakespeare plays these are from.
Oh, okay.
This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night of day. Thou canst not be false to any man.
That's from Hamlet.
Yeah.
Polonius says that to Laertes as Laertes is going off to France at the beginning of the play.
All right, that was just a warm-up.
That was an easy one.
How about another one for you? Ready? What's in a name that which we call a rose by
any other name would smell as sweet? That's from Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, you're so good, Michael Urie.
I played Mercutio here at the Folger Theatre a few years ago.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, right. Beautiful play.
2 for 2. Let's see if you get this third one. Life is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury.
Signifying nothing. I know that.
Drum roll, please.
Told by an idiot. Sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Signifying nothing. Oh, did we stump him?
Is it the Scottish play? Gosh, you stumped me. What is it?
Macbeth.
The Scottish play. That's what I said. The Scottish play is that play. You're not
No,
supposed to say
no,
the
no,
name
no,
of that
no,
play.
no, no.
No, you're not supposed to say.
Well,
It's bad luck to say the name of that play.
oh, it is?
Yes.
Oh.
Who knew? Well,
You know what you have to do? You have to go outside the room,
Okay.
spin around 3 times, and spit.
All
That's
right.
what you have to do when you
Okay.
say the name of that
We'll
play.
go do that during this
well,
break.
you've had a lot of luck in
learned
your
something new.
career, from Ugly Betty to a ton of different TV movies. I'm so glad to see you here in
Thank
D.C.
you.
at Shakespeare
I
Theatre.
love being in D.C. The audiences here are the greatest in the entire country. I've played all over the country, and these are my very favorite
And
audiences.
DC's got
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah.
Break a
Smart.
leg.
Thank you.
Break a leg.
Thank you, Michael, so much. For more information on tickets to see Hamlet and Michael at the Shakespeare Theatre, visit shakespearetheatre.org.